John Roberts, I'll see you again bright and early tomorrow on American Morning, 6 a.m. Eastern. Right now, Larry King Live with Chris Brown.
Tonight, Chris Brown exclusive.
You remember doing it?
No.
The singer talks for the only time on TV
It's crazy, man.
about why he hit Rihanna.
There's chances where you lose your temper or, like, arguments get heated or whatever the case may be, but...
Why he pled guilty to felony assault.
Yes.
About the infamous photo.
I didn't know if the pictures were altered. I didn't know if they were real. I didn't know what, so...
And his feelings for Rihanna today.
You love her?
Definitely.
In love with her?
It's Chris Brown exclusive. Right now, next, on Larry King Live. Good evening. With us tonight on Larry King Live are Chris Brown, his mother, Joyce Hawkins, and his attorney, Mark Garagos. Chris entered a guilty plea on June 22nd, a deal that allowed him to avoid jail time. He pled guilty to felony assault after a widely publicized incident with his girlfriend, Rihanna. A second felony charge making criminal threats was dropped, and Chris was sentenced to 5 years probation, 6 months of community labor. We thank you all for coming. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
This had to be the worst period of your life.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Are things calm for you now? Are you into it?
I think it's more of relief now that everything is kind of all said and done as far as, like, what I have to do and what's going on. I think it's no more media frenzy for them to kind of blow out of proportion anymore.
So you're glad it's over?
Yeah.
What did you plead? Explain quickly, Mark, what he pled guilty to.
Assault, basically, was what it is, a felony assault charge. Sentenced to 5 years of probation, as you said, 180 days of what Judge Schnegg calls community labor, and he has to undergo a domestic violence program for 1 year.
And 5 years means you got to be...
Means he walks straight and narrow for 5 years. And as Judge Schnegg said in court yesterday, she's a tough taskmaster, but she's fair.
We're taping this a week before it airs, so it's airing on this night, but that was yesterday, meaning last Tuesday. And before we get into the meat of everything, Chris, how have you handled all this, Joyce?
It's probably the most painful time of my entire life. It's been hard, really hard, seeing him going through the pain and everything that he's gone through, dealing with the media and dealing with the situation. It's been really hard.
Especially all the pain you've had in your life.
Yes.
Which we'll get to later. At the labor-oriented service, what does it mean you have to do, Chris? This is back in Virginia, right?
Yeah, back in Virginia.
What do you have to do?
I think they want me to do anything from picking up trash on the side of the street, washing cars, graffiti removal, I mean, anything. But it's the law, so I'm willing to do whatever they want me to do.
Is it fair?
To me, possibly everything comes with consequences, so I feel like definitely it is. And I have no misjudgment on what the judge is giving me, so I'm willing to do anything asked.
So you feel it's fair?
Yeah.
Yeah. The judge was very specific. She wanted labor involved in the punishment.
Yes.
What did that mean to you when she said that? Hard work?
Hard work, yes, definitely. And I'm a very hard worker, so that's kind of, I wouldn't say second nature, but it's definitely something that I'm willing to do. As far as the actual what I have to do, I felt personally that, as far as not saying as a celebrity, because I don't exclude myself and try to become like, oh, I'm a celebrity, so I shouldn't be punished. But I feel like with what I'm capable of doing as far as influencing people, influencing kids, the youth, I can do a lot more to help the community other than picking up trash. But I'm not saying picking up trash is something wrong. I'm willing to do it. But I'm just saying I know I can do a lot more, which I intend to do, aside from my community service.
The sentencing judge, as I understand it, has not lifted a protective order the court imposed on you in connection with Rihanna. That means you can't be with her?
No, I can't talk to her, can't communicate, nothing.
You think that's fair?
It's kind of hard, definitely, because her being my friend for so long, and us being that close of a friend, is kind of like, wow, like not being able to see or talk to that person is kind of difficult. But it's also hard because we're both in the same industry. We go to the same events.
That you can do, right?
Yeah, I can go to the same events.
But you cannot go together.
Not at all. We had to be like 10 yards away from each other. But I just feel like it's harder because we're always in the same vicinity, and it leaves more, because we have the protection on it, it leaves more room for error. It leaves more room for people to start rumors, and start more stuff like, oh, they're together, they're not supposed to be together. And it just kind of leaves more room for problems.
You have to be real careful, right, Mark?
Yeah, well, you're more than careful. I mean, there was a supposed incident in New York where the two of them, unbeknownst to each other because they don't talk to each other, are rumored to be at the same hotel. So before we even verify it, I just tell them move. So, you know, it's almost, I've kiddingly joked, we almost have to put GPS chips into the two of them to figure out where the other one is at all times.
How well do you know Rihanna, Joyce?
I've known Rihanna for 4 or 5 years. And
like her?
Like her, yes.
When the incident happened, how did it hit you?
Like I said, I was devastated. I was really upset about the situation. Really felt really bad about this whole situation.
Were you shocked?
Very shocked. Very shocked.
We'll get into all of it. During the sentencing, the judge said she was not immune from the chatter on the airwaves about meetings between you and Rihanna.
Yeah.
And obviously it upset her, right?
Yes.
Do you understand that part?
Yes, I understand that totally. Of course, like the media, like not saying this media, but the media as far as like the immature media.
Immature media.
The immature media. I feel like it's high school sometimes, how people just pride themselves on personal business. But like I feel like they spun a lot of the stuff out of control as far as with the judge, with a lot of things, because everybody reads the newspapers, everybody reads the blogs, everybody reads stuff like that. So it's easily influenced when there's something that's already stated like it happened.
But what happened, happened.
Yes.
And you were involved in what happened, so
yes.
you have to accept the consequences.
Yeah, definitely. You know, the difference in this case, and I've been through a number of cases where there was media attention, the difference in this case is the aftermath of the incident, where there was repeatedly just false stuff that would be printed. And major newspapers would put out things, they spent the weekend together here, or they spent the weekend together there, which was just false. They weren't even, at one point they said the two of them had spent the night together in one location. She wasn't even in the country.
Simply put, when was the last time you had contact with her?
It's been a couple months, because I think that's when the actual stay-away order was in effect. So from there, we haven't had contact at all.
You love her?
Definitely.
In love with her?
Definitely.
Would you spend a lifetime with her?
Would I spend a lifetime? Well, I'm young. I'm 20, so...
No, well, let's say, could you conceive of that down the road?
Yes.
We'll be right back with Chris Brown, Joyce Hawkins, and Mark.
Brown has been accused in an attack against a woman identified by sources close to the couple as Rihanna. Authorities believe an argument between Brown and a woman turned physical, with the woman suffering visible injuries. Brown was arrested and released on $50,000 bail. Neither he nor his lawyer nor Rihanna have commented.
We're back with Chris Brown and his mother Joyce and his attorney Mark. Okay, we'll show it now and then get through it and then get to the whole story of what happened. Here's the photo of Rihanna's face after the February 8th altercation. It has been seen around the world many times. When did you first see it?
I first saw it, I think like maybe a week after the incident. I think TMZ or somebody posted it, but I first saw it, yeah.
What did you think?
I didn't know what to think at the time. I was like, what? Like, because at the time I just didn't know honestly what to think, and I didn't know if the pictures were altered. I didn't know if they were real. I didn't know what. So I was just like, man, I just felt so disappointed, like, in myself.
But you accepted the fact that you caused it.
I accepted the fact, yeah.
And when you look at it 6 months later,